Welcome back to Quinte Connection. Well, certainly lots happening in person finally. It's great to be out and enjoying our community members and seeing what's happening. So joining us back on Quinte Connection, Brian Barlow. He's the creative director with the PEC Jazz Festival, August 16th to 21st. So Brian, great to have you back on the show and bringing us all the updates with the PEC Jazz Festival.
It's my pleasure, Lindsey. We're really looking forward to that this year. We had a modified festival last year, but this is going to be full tilt. We're back this year, and we've got 30 events over with 18 different locations, which is amazing when considering we're only doing this from Tuesday to Sunday. So there's a lot going on. Saturday and Sunday, you can hear jazz all day long, starting early in the morning, and many of the events are free. We begin on Tuesday evening with our overture dinner at Waring Hall, featuring the Alex Dean Quintet and the wonderful young guitarist Jocelyn Gould. And on Wednesday, we are doing the Big Smoke Brass at Huff Estates. That's sold out, unfortunately. Thursday, we're going to be presenting the Mo Kaufman Tribute Band at the Regent Theatre. That'll be our first night at the Regent Theatre, which is our home base during the festival. And all the guys in that band played with the late Mo Kaufman, and they pay tribute to him. And here's something special about that night. Mo Kaufman's grandson is playing saxophone in that band. His name is Jake Kaufman, and he's actually playing Mo's saxophone. It's a really neat thing for me. I played with Mo Kaufman a lot, and it's a kind of special to get to work with his grandson. On Friday, we're bringing the wonderful jazz fusion group Manteca to the Regent Theatre. The first time that Manteca has been joining us, and I know that'll be a fiery, exciting evening. On Saturday, August 20th, my daughter, Emily Claire Barlow, will be at the Regent Theatre. And I think this may be her 5th time with us, and she always does very well. And I, of course, am very proud of her. On Sunday, we move to Belleville, my hometown, to the Empire Theatre, and my big band with Lila Bialy will be presenting an evening of the music of Joni Mitchell and some other stuff thrown in as well. That'll be a full big band on stage at the lovely Empire Theatre. And of course, there's stuff going on all day, every day, pretty much. We have the jazz band Saturday and Sunday that travels around playing various locations, and satellite locations all over Prince Edward County. It's just really going to be great to get out there and make music again in front of a live audience.
Absolutely. Brian, what's the reaction been like as you've been able to perform back in person again? How does it feel for you as a performer these days?
Well, it's amazing. I mean, 2 years is a long time to not do much. We did do some playing, but there's just a great joy from the audience as well. You really feel it. Sometimes I wonder who's having more fun, the players or the audience. But we've all missed it. We've all missed it. You know, we listen. Everybody listens to music, you know, on devices but to actually be there while it's being created, especially with jazz, which is something that happens and then is lost to the air most of the time. And so to be able to do that in front of a live audience it's exciting and it's inspiring.
How do you go about rehearsing something like this, especially heading into a festival performance? How would you as a performer go into, let's say, a rehearsal right now?
Well, we will be rehearsing with my big band and the Lila Bialy show. We're doing one rehearsal with just the band, and then we'll have another rehearsal where Lila will join us. And, you know, we're still being careful. We pick a space that's got a lot of room and people can spread out and feel comfortable because we don't want any setbacks here, you know. And the rehearsals are just as much fun because we haven't been able to do that either, you know, to just get together and play. So it's great.
How long has the PEC Jazz Festival been going on? Because as you kind of alluded to previously, there was kind of a real condensed format last year.
Yeah. So we didn't really completely stop ever. We did the year before that, we did some events as well. But this will be the 22nd year for us, which is amazing. And I guess I've been involved 19 of those years.
As you continue to move year from year, Brian, what has the reaction been like locally? Is jazz continuing to grow, especially in the Quinte region? It can kind of be one of those things where we don't get a lot of coverage on it certain times of the month.
Yeah, I think it has one of the nice things about the Prince Edward County Jazz Festival is it's gained international recognition. I get submissions from all over the world. And when that first started happening, I was a bit surprised. It's amazing to open up an email and see somebody from Australia, sending in, say they want to perform at the festival. And it has grown. We do a lot of work with young people too. We have our jazz education program, and we've seen young people go through that program, come back and become our rising young star. And some of them have even come back and been headline performers. As a matter of fact, one of those young people is a member of my big band. And so we keep track of those young people too. So that's been a very important part of the development of the festival. And our audience gets to know these young people. They say, oh, this was a rising young star last year, but now we can go see them play it at this place. And that's fun to have that happen. We don't just give them an award and say goodbye. We keep track of them and bring them back. And I think that's really important. And I think that means a lot to our audience as well.
You mentioned getting calls internationally from Australia. What kind of year was that? Is it more so the county has grown internationally, or more interest of the festival, you think?
Well, when we started the festival, it was back when people didn't really know about Prince Edward County. I'm from Belleville, but when I moved back to the county, some people thought I moved to Prince Edward Island. They get part of it right. And so there's been obviously a real growth in the county. And the people who've been there for a long time played a major role in that. The wineries, the hotels that have been there for a long time, places like Waring House, have been there from the beginning, and they played a major role in this development and the awareness of what a beautiful place this is. The whole Quinte area has really grown a lot. But because our festival is unique in that it is a pure jazz festival, we don't present any other kind of music. We also bring the musicians, and wherever we can, they stay. Some of them have 6 or 7 jobs during the week. So they're hanging out, they're spending time in the area. And that makes it a real different experience for them. Because if you're a musician in the summertime touring the jazz festivals, it's just boom, boom, boom. You play somewhere, you get on the plane or you get in your van and you take off to the next one. So to be able to actually stop and spend 4 days somewhere, especially somewhere as beautiful as this area, makes it a real different experience. And people want to come back. I've had musicians from New York who had no idea where they were coming. And when they turned off the highway and started seeing farms, one of them once said, "Who the hell are we playing for, cows?" And then they experience what we have to offer here, the county is a beautiful place, and they all want to come back, which really makes me happy.
Yeah, PEC Jazz Festival, once again, August 16th to 21st. It's going to be busy. And for folks out there who are looking for ticket information, where can they go, Brian?
They can go to our website, which is pecjazz.org. Everything's on there.
All right. Thanks, Brian. Once again, Brian Barlow from PEC Jazz Festival, wishing you and the team well, and it's going to be fantastic to celebrate in person.